Round one, we have the choice. Yeah, it's definitely a keep. Nice looking hand. We have to come out of the gates swinging the way I like it. Guess we go for accomplice here. Green, blue. Alright. Ooh, Duskwatch Recruiter. Alright. Bloodsworn. Not bad. So, got some options here. I think I'm actually just going to play the Bloodsworn. Give it haste. And then I'm going to attack with Accomplice and Bloodsworn. I'm willing to trade an Accomplice for a career. I think that's a fine trade. We both get something out of it, but mine's a little bit more expensive, but we also get a 3-2 off the board. I'm trying to set up for a better Uncaged Fury. And like I said, I think this trade is fine. Of the 3 guys we have, I guess I wouldn't mind. I think the Accomplice makes the most sense for us to trade, though. Alright, if he's cracking Clue, I think that's good for us. Rabid Bite, sure. Ooh. That's a good draw, actually. So, I'm still willing to trade Uncaged Fury for a Duskwatch Recruiter there. Alright, so... damage happens, we pass. I don't get to sack the skeleton and return it right away. Crawling sensation's not very intimidating. Opponent is still in pretty big trouble. So we pump team, untap, return skeleton. I guess I can't play it and return it and sack it, can I? Well, this is fine. So let's play Forge Master, actually. Alright, I think opponent is pretty much dead at this point. Not exactly, I guess, but we can do, like, Mage with Uncaged Fury is now lethal with the prowess plus the Uncaged Fury bonus, so he's certainly in a pretty tough spot. Multiple crawling sensations. So he's a deck that's essentially trying to go infinite. Let's just attack since we could kill him right here. Alright, so play against green-blue, one of my least favorite archetypes. Still plenty of commenters that love it, but I don't really like it. Looks like he's got a good strategy going for it, though. The crawling sensation with the Epitaph Golem to go infinite. He's got some investigate shenanigans. I actually think his deck looks decent. We don't really have much in terms of sideboard. I don't really want to bring in vessels against this, I don't think. I don't have any ways to deal with the crawling sensations, but I can attack into tokens all day. No artifacts I want to get rid of that I saw, right? Epitaph Golem actually is a good one to get rid of, but I basically have to hope I beat him before he goes infinite with his deck. I think should be able to reliably do that. We would hope. We'll see, I guess. Yeah, I don't think we're going to sideboard. I think we're doing it again. I kind of want to keep this hand. I mean, granted, I think I'm going to keep it. Granted, we don't have a black mana, but we're on the draw. Indulgent Aristocrat with a couple Blood Mads is really good. We have ways to madness out Blood Mad Vampire, and at worst, we have a turn 3, turn 4 play, which is not great, but certainly fine. Ongoing investigation. All right. So we've got infinite combo with Skeleton, but we're going to need some black mana first. All right. Well, that was a good draw. Milling us, of course, because... well, he did take a swamp from us. Alright, I think opponent's in pretty big trouble already. He's got to use it like a bounce spell here, I guess. But if he's going to use a bounce spell, I'd do it on the one that I at least let my Manic Scribe live. Ending the turn with... Ah, that makes sense. Using ongoing investigation to investigate and gain some life. Alright, Epitaph Golem does in fact block. There's our black mana. So I probably take the 2-for-1. Opponent has 2 cards in hand, actually. I think I'm going to play it patient. So I think the patient play is Sanitarium Skeleton and pass. And next turn I can play the Aristocrat and then swing with both my vampires, as well as have Fiery Temper up. Maybe I should have played the Aristocrat first in case he has confirmed suspicions. I didn't think about that. Alright, well, didn't have it. Alright, this is still fine. So now we temper this guy. 4 blocks. Alright, so we sack our skeleton. Trade there. Guy grows and we pass. That's pretty good. So I guess I'd rather use the mutation, right? I don't even have to. I can just attack with the Blood Mad Vampire. And then follow up with the Noble. And then we're still like a black mana away from... So I could have played the Noble, attacked with the Aristocrat, but I feel like that's less safe against tricks. Not that my opponent has a trick left in his hand. Alright, Kessig Direswine is a dude. Not super concerned about that, I don't think. I have the 7/4 to trade with it. Burn from within, so I can only burn for 5, which is kind of funny. 1 short of that Dire Swine. But I do have Grotesque Mutations, so... guess we just swing with Blood Mad and Noble. Because I'll 2-for-1 myself for a Dire Swine. It's like he's not interested. So I can... my Aristocrat can sack this, and mutation. It seems a bit putting all your eggs in one basket, especially since he's going to be able to draw some cards off ongoing investigation. So I think we just have to take this trade, but this trade we don't have to take. So I think we're just going to mutation here. All right, and now we actually want to burn from within this Illuminator, because otherwise he's going to get double investigates. Man, he's digging hard. That's all he had? Jeez. I mean, granted, we're one short of lethal, I guess. Actually, we're not. We have the skeleton, so we can just Gloom, Suspicions, Rabid Bite. All right, so a bunch of cards that either require some setup, in the case of Gloom, require a board state that's at least manageable, so you can leave up 5 mana, or a creature for Rabid Bite. So, poor luck after drawing all those cards from my opponent, but I don't really like green-blue, so I'm not going to say this proves it, but I would say I have a much better track record against green-blue than I have lost against it. But I'm sure people will make the argument that this is Swiss, so you expect to play worse players in Swiss, which is true, but I think some people tend to exaggerate how much different. I would say it's significantly different competitive wise, but radically different, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say you're playing radically different players in Swiss. I would say you're playing significantly less competitively good players in Swiss. All right. We'll see you in round 2.